Hey everyone, RJ here. Welcome back to the channel. And today I will be unboxing a brand new Nexus 6P here in 2020. So let's check it out. Okay, so this is a brand new Nexus 6P. This phone came out around 2015, 2016, sometime around in there. And this phone came sealed with the little seal around the box here. I cut all that off just to save time. But this is brand new. And so I'm very interested to see how this phone works. I've always wanted the Nexus 6P, and I got it at a very good price. Let's go ahead and check it out. I'll give you the specs here once the phone has been unboxed and everything. So we'll go ahead and lift off the top here. And of course, right there on top, you will see this little Nexus 6P paper here. And of course, there is the device. I'll go ahead and pull the device out here with this little pull tab. So you can tell this phone is still sealed and never been used before. And you also get your Google Play subscription. I mean, yeah. And in here, you get your SIM ejection tool along with your booklets and stuff of that nature. We'll leave that alone. And inside here, you get two USB cables. You get a USB-A to USB-C, which is a shorter cable, and you get a longer USB-C to USB-C cable right there, and you also get, of course, your wall adapter there. I'll leave it all in the box because I want to leave it all originals as I can. So I'll go ahead and put all this stuff here right back in here. Like I say, it's not very common to find these brand new, but you see right there, Nexus. So there are still a few out there that are new. So I'll go ahead and put this off to the side here, and we'll look at the Nexus 6P. Now, of course, here is the phone. And man, I mean, it's just, yeah, Nexus Huawei design there. Let's go ahead and pull off this plastic here. Go ahead here and rip off this plastic. And check that out. Brand new, never been used before. Brand new Nexus 6P. So I went ahead and got the box and all out of the way, give us a nice clean look here. And now I'm going to give you the specs of this device. I'll keep it as brief as possible, but you know how it is. So anyway, this phone has a 5.7-inch OLED display coming in at 1440 by 2560. It's a quad HD display, 16:9 aspect ratio with a 518 pixel per inch density. It says it has corner and Gorilla Glass 4. Now this phone came out with Android 6.0 Marshmallow. So some time back ago. This phone runs the Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 octa-core processor with an Adreno 430 GPU. Has 3 gigabytes of RAM, and you had an option to 32, 64, or 128 gigabytes of storage. Mine has 64 gigs of storage. This phone has no SD card slot. It has a single 12.3 megapixel rear camera with aperture of f2.0 with laser autofocus, dual LED flash, records a 4K at 30 frames per second and 720 up to 240. We'll check all that out later. An 8 megapixel front-facing camera with an aperture of f2.4, records at 1080p 30 frames per second. It has dual front-firing stereo speakers, which is really nice. 3.5mm headphone jack is also on the device. Has Wi-Fi 802.11 ABGN and AC dual band Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.2, NFC, USB Type-C, rear-mounted fingerprint scanner. This phone has a 3450 milliamp hour non-removable battery with 10-watt charging. And you get several different colors in this device. This one here being the aluminum silver looking color. And it works on all major networks. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the phone. The phone looks very thin. It just looks very thin. The front, see there's the front dual stereo speakers, really nice front-facing camera. On the left side here, we have your SIM card slot, so no SD card expansion. On top, you have your antenna lines along with your headphone jack. On the bottom, USB Type-C charging port. On the right here is your volume rocker right here in the center. Above it is your power button that is textured. On the rear, of course, fingerprint scanner along with your camera, flash, and your microphone. Now this has been sitting for 4 years at least, so we'll try and turn it on. I doubt it has any battery life to it. Yeah, there is no charge on this battery, so let me go ahead, charge this up a little bit, and I'll come back shortly. Okay, so we're all charged up here and ready to go. Now, I did go ahead and go through the setup process just to bypass all of that, but I did power it back off so I could power it back on with all of the animations it shows and everything. Now, one thing that I am concerned about with this phone here is not really the updates, it's the battery life, because a phone that's been sitting in a box sealed up for this many years, however long it's been since this phone was made, you're gonna probably see. I'm probably gonna see some, some hit on the battery, but I'm gonna use it as a daily for a little while to see how it works, see how it performs here in 2020. This phone did come out in September 2015, so it is 5 years old. So I am interested to see how this phone will perform on everyday usage, using the apps that I use, the games I play, and stuff like that on this phone here, just to see how it does hold up. But the battery, I'm a little concerned about, but we'll see how that goes. Now, the phone is turned on. You can use your PIN, pattern, or password here to unlock your phone, or you can just go use your fingerprint scanner there on the rear. Try that out now, and the fingerprint scanner works great. I mean, it's not fast, but it does work fine. Now, this display, this display is crisp. It is clear. Android 6. Look at this. Wow. Old version style of Android here. Now, this phone is about as basic as you can get. It's as stock as you can get. Look at that. There is just really nothing on the device. I think this was the last Nexus before the first Pixel, I do believe. But some may say, why would you use a phone like this in 2020? Look at those big bezels on top and the bottom. Like I mentioned in the past, bezels don't bother me in the least. Just kind of gives somewhere to hold on to when you're watching content. But these dual speakers here, I've already tested them out a little bit, and they sound pretty good. They're pretty loud. But I was thinking, the iPhone 6S came out the same month, the same year, September 2015. And the iPhone's still being bought, still being used, still getting updates. Now, granted, this phone here don't get any more updates. But I thought, if that phone can still be used, then why not this? And you know what I'm saying? So, I bought it just, because I've always wanted a Nexus 6P, and I found one at a good price, brand spanking new. And so, yeah, here it is. Now, like I mentioned, very stock here. Going to the phone dialer here, and let's go ahead, and there we go. Just your standard phone dialer. Got your messages here, and look at the keyboard, and typical keyboard, all that kind of good stuff there. Yeah, basic stuff, basic Android. So let's go ahead and pop into the settings here for just a little bit. Now, of course, got your capture screen, your flashlight, airplane Wi-Fi, stuff like that. Now, here at Bluetooth, we will see the Bluetooth off or on. It says it's got NFC, but maybe it's in here. Yeah, NFC is on. Turn that off to save some battery. Android Beam, hotspot, VPN, cellular networks, and emergency broadcasts. Now, I know this phone is 5 years old, but it's sometimes just nice to go back and look at, Android, how it was a long time ago. That's what this purpose of this video here is. So the display, that's the brightness, wallpaper, sleep, power button twice for camera. A lot of things is the same. Ambient display, daydream, font size, all that kind of nice stuff there. Sound and notification, storage and USB. So 243 megabytes has been used to 53 gigs. So 64 gigabytes of storage. And about 10.5 is being used for the system. And I haven't installed anything on this device yet. So plenty of storage for what I'm going to use this phone for. Battery, memory, like I said, 3 gigabytes of RAM or 2.6 gigabytes of RAM and 1.6 gigabytes free. So, of course, that users, location, security, accounts, typical stuff. Honestly, in 5 years, on a stock Android device, there's not much changed. Of course, there is stuff added over 5 years, but a lot of stuff here looks the same. So here's security, screen locks, pattern, make pattern visible. Fingerprints and stuff like that. Nexus imprint, what they call it right there. Now, it does not have any dark mode. That's the one thing that I do miss on this phone here is no dark mode. But yeah, and about phone, you'll see right there, Android version 6, October 1st, 2015 security patch level. So yeah, kind of brings back, the old Android Marshmallow, the game here that you had on Marshmallow, if I can get it to work. Yeah, so here we go. Man, haven't played this here in a long time. And still ain't no good at it. But anyway, going back home here, got your camera. So single camera on the back, 12.3 megapixels, swipe right to left for video. Yeah, all that stuff. Done took a picture. But anyway, up top here, it's going to the settings, resolution and quality. So back camera, 12.2 megapixels, my bad. And front is 8 megapixels. The back camera can record at 4K, 1080, or 720. So no 60 frames per second here, unfortunately, on 1080. And that's just the way it goes. And of course, the same 1080, 720, and 480 there on the front camera. And I'm using that swipe gestures a lot more on phones now, so I'm wanting to do that more than using them buttons down there. Location, show grid and viewfinder, burst settings, and help and feedback, stuff like that. So photosphere, panorama, and lens blur also as well. Got your HDR plus up here. Turn that on or off or automatic or whatever in your flash. Now swipe this way here for your camcorder. So pretty simple. This button up here goes to 120 frames per second, 240 frames per second, and then just standard. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how this is going to work. And the front camera looks pretty solid there as well. So I'm hoping to, when I put my SIM card and all in here, get the Wi-Fi, download my app, stuff like that, that it will get some updates, hopefully up to at least Android Oreo 8.1. So we'll see. But yeah, Nexus 6P. What do y'all think of this phone here in 2020? I'm interested to use it. So anyway, if this was a good, fun little throwback here, hit that like button. Any questions you may have, leave it below. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notifications for all future videos. I sure would appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.